Mexico, people with diabetes will soon have a new tool to help them with their insulin shots.
Is it going to stay warm this weekend? Find out in my full weather forecast.
Celebrated every year on February 18th, it's National Drink Wine Day. All that and more on News 3 New Mexico.
This is News 3 New Mexico, your local source for news, sports, and first weather.
Good evening and welcome to News 3 New Mexico. I am Olayinka Sodunke.
And I'm Aidan Carcia. New Mexico regulators have approved a plan that calls for a new solar generation to replace what will be lost when Public Service Corporation of New Mexico stops buying electricity from Palo Verde nuclear plant in Arizona. The utility will lose 114 megawatts after its two Palo Verde leases expire, one in 2023 and the other in 2024. The Public Regulation Commission made its decision Wednesday, but the utility said it came too late. That means some of the contracts to build the solar facilities will have to be renegotiated with independent energy developers, delaying the projects even more.
Now, Democratic Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham on Thursday declared that the state max mandate for indoor public spaces have been lifted. She made the surprise announcement at a news conference that followed the end of the 30-day legislative session. Until today, New Mexico and Hawaii were the only states that had not yet set a date for lifting max. Washington's governor was expected to make an announcement later Thursday. Cases in New Mexico have been declining.
A man accused of using a state car to rip out an ATM machine is now behind bars. 26-year-old Ryan Chavez was booked in the Metropolitan Detention Center on Thursday after doing it for the second time since January 30th. Police say Chavez stole a car from the New Mexico State Engineer's office with the State of New Mexico logo on the side. They say he used it to try to rip an ATM from the U.S. Bank at Wantabo and Comanche.
Federal officials have scheduled a series of public meetings to gather comments on the U.S. Interior Department's proposal to limit oil and gas development on federal land surrounding Chaco Cultural National Historic Park. Two in-person meetings will be held Wednesday in Farmington. A virtual meeting will follow Thursday evening. It's part of a proposal that aims to withdraw federal land holdings within 10 miles of the park boundary, making the area off limits to oil and gas leasing for 20 years. New leases on federal land in the area will be altered for the next 2 years, while the withdrawal proposal is considered.
It's been pretty windy lately. My house was shaking last night with all that wind.
Yeah, the wind's been pretty bad here lately.
Hope it's going to get warm.
Yep, you're going to like it. Things are going to stay pretty warm.
Okay.
Let's go check it out on my first weather. All right, now as you can see, we're looking at 48 in Farmington, 47 in Gallup. Things up there and up north still kind of cold, but in our little slice of the world, things are looking about kind of average for January. You know, a little cold, not too bad. Let's go ahead and look at those wind temperatures Aidan was talking about earlier. Not too bad here on Friday, but we take a look at the, we fast forward a little bit here, and Saturday, things are going to get a little windy back in up here around Quay County. Curry County, things are going to get a little windy. 20 miles an hour, reaching 30 miles an hour. Not too bad. Let's go ahead and fast forward again. Up around Quay again, we're looking at 30 miles per hour. You know, Clovis probably around there too. Portales, not too bad, just a little breezy. One more time. And Sunday at 5, things are kind of calming down. A little breeze, slight gust, nothing too bad. Let's look at the satellite and radar. Not a whole lot of action going on in the state. There's a little bit of cloud cover over here in this by Albuquerque, a little east of Albuquerque, west of Albuquerque. But besides that, you know, pretty quiet, pretty dormant. I'll toss it back to Aidan and Olayinka at the desk.
Awesome, thank you. New Mexico legislators have approved about $500 million in tax rebates and a broad suite of crime-fighting initiatives in the closing hours of the 30-day legislative session. The initiatives won legislative approval Thursday as the state grapples with the economic whiplash of the coronavirus pandemic and concerns about a surge in violent crime in Albuquerque and elsewhere in the state. Democratic Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham called for a financial relief and a big response to crime as she campaigns for re-election in November. An initiative to expand voting access was thwarted by Republicans in the legislative minority. The Democratic-led legislator also approved a record-setting $1 billion annual budget increase. A special prosecutor says a northern New Mexico senior sheriff's official has agreed to retire in exchange for dismissal of a felony charge accusing him of ordering deputies to draw their guns against other officers. The charge accusing Rio Arriba's County Undersheriff Martin Ray Trujillo of solicitation to commit aggravated assault upon a police officer was dismissed Monday. Prosecutor Andrea Reeb said it can be refiled if Trujillo doesn't retire at the end of February as agreed. The 2020 incident in which Trujillo was charged involved a confrontation involving then-Sheriff James Lujan and officers attempting to seize his cell phone for an investigation.
Now, people with diabetes will soon have a new tool to help them with their insulin shorts. The Food and Drug Administration has approved the first app that lets users schedule and deliver doses of insulin. The company, Tandem Diabetes Care, says the app connects to a special insulin pump that gives needed doses of bolus insulin, which stops glucose spike after meals. The app with this new feature will be available for free through a software update. The company, however, did not say when the feature will launch.
You don't have to be a sommelier to enjoy a glass or carafe of vino. Friday is National Drink Wine Day. Celebrated every year on February 18th, it's a day to select your favorite vintage and sip up. According to nationaldrinkwineday.org, the idea is to promote the love and health benefits of wine. Fermented grapes have been a part of human existence for thousands of years and have played an important role in history, religion, and relationships. Wine has also been known to reduce some risks of heart disease and enhance food and life, in moderation, of course.
Well, that is all the news we have for you right now. Make sure to stay tuned after the break for Payton's full weather forecast.
But first, here is a look at today's financial market.
Welcome back. So, drought conditions here in New Mexico. Water's a pretty big deal. Kind of the stuff that we need to live. Here in Roswell, Chavez County, I think that's Chavez County, things are looking pretty dry. Exceptional drought. It's pretty dry. But, I mean, we live in the desert, so, I mean, kind of expected. Roosevelt County, Curry County, things are still pretty dry. I think we're all under fire watch currently because it's really dry during the winter. But wait for those spring rains, those April rains to bring April showers, bringing May flowers, even though it's February. Let's look at, this is going to keep going for a little bit. But yeah, we got Albuquerque still extreme drought. Severe drought in Socorro and Silver City. Oh, I'm covering Silver City right there. Let's look at those current temperatures. 47 in Gallup, 48 in Farmington, 53 in Silver City, 55 in Truth or Consequences, 58 in Cruces, 55 in Alamogordo. Things are looking a little cold. Let's look over at our part of the world here. 60 in Roswell, always got to be different, always got to be warmer. 55 in Portales, 53 in Clovis, 53 in Santa Rosa as well. Let's take a look at that radar one more time. Still pretty mundane, not a whole lot of action going on here. In our part of the world, no news, sometimes it's good news. Not a whole lot going on. Tonight's lows, as you can see on this part of the world, things are looking pretty cold. 18 in Gallup, 22 in Farmington. Higher up north you go, things are going to get a lot colder. 29 in Socorro, 30 in Albuquerque in the metropolitan area, 24 in Santa Fe. Everything on the map is pretty below freezing except for Truth or Consequences in Alamogordo down there. Let's look at our part of the world one more time. 33 in Portales, 32 in Clovis, 37 in Tucumcari, 37 in Santa Rosa as well. Oh, I'm pointing the wrong way. 37 in Santa Rosa as well. 30 in Roswell. Oh, I'm covering Roswell. Whoops. 30 in Roswell right there. Let's go ahead and look at the highs. Things are warming up north. 54 in Farmington, 56 in Gallup. We go down south, 59 in Silver City, 62 in Truth or Consequences. Let's look at our part of the world again. 65 in Roswell, 62 in Portales, 63, I think that's Hobbs. It got cut off. 61 in Clovis, 64 in Tucumcari. Let's get a look at your 7-day forecast now. And we got Saturday in Carlsbad looking at 65, nice and sunny, 30 degrees that night though. 77 on Sunday, partly cloudy. Monday, winds are going to start picking up. Roswell, Monday looking pretty windy as well, but 72 degrees, not too bad. The rest of the week is warming up, except for Wednesday, things are cooling down one more time. The coldest is going to get 25 Tuesday night. Tucumcari, windy all weekend now, but the temperatures are staying warm. 9 degrees Tuesday night. Make sure you put on your electric blanket. You might want to sleep with some socks on there. It's going to be pretty cold. And home sweet home for Taos, New Mexico. We're looking windy Sunday and Monday, 68. Tuesday, we're looking at 65 there. 11 degrees Tuesday night. Looks like we're going to hit with some pretty cold weather that night. And we'll take it back to the desk.
Okay, I think I'm really looking forward to Sunday right now. It seems it's going to, warm up on Sunday. I think that's the only thing I'm looking forward to right now.
I think you're going to really like the weekend, Olayinka.
Sure, yeah.
I'm just waiting until I can wear shorts again.
I know, it's pretty nice today.
Awesome then. Well, we'll be back after this break. Welcome back. The U.S. Embassy in Mexico says that Washington is lifting a ban on inspections of Mexican avocados, freeing the way for exports to resume. Ambassador Ken Salazar said in a statement on Friday that the decision came after Mexico and the United States agreed to enact the measures that ensure the safety of agricultural inspectors who are in charge of making sure Mexican avocados don't carry diseases or pests that would harm U.S. orchards. The inspections were altered last week after one of the U.S. inspectors was threatened in the western state of Michoacán, where growers are routinely subject to extortion by drug cartels.
A Dallas medical center has completed a 5-year, $1 billion campaign to benefit its Brain Research and Clinical Care Institute. The UT Southwestern Medical Center said Wednesday that the campaign for the Peter O'Donnell Jr. Brain Institute is among the largest brain-focused investments at a U.S. academic medical center. The center says the funds would help institute researchers study underlying brain disease mechanisms. The institute was established in 2015.
Now, the U.S. Coast Guard has suspended its search for a missing cruise ship passenger in Louisiana. The Carnival Valor cruise ship returned to New Orleans on Thursday as Coast Guard crews looked for a woman who fell off board the ship the day before. The Coast Guard says they searched the water for about 14 hours over 2 days before calling the search off. According to passengers, before the woman went missing, she was with her husband when security got involved after an altercation. They say the woman fell and hit her head on the ship, then hit the lifeboats. In a statement, the cruise ship line says she jumped. Carnival reports the ship was returning to New Orleans after a 5-day cruise to Mexico.
Just as several states lift COVID-19 mask mandates, there are some concerning new findings about a subvariant of the Omicron variant called BA.2. The subvariant has already been detected in 47 states, but how worried should we be? We'll take a closer look at some new research in today's Health Minute.
A cousin of sorts to the Omicron variant could spread faster, may cause more severe disease, and could resist some of the weapons we now have to fight the coronavirus. The findings coming from new lab experiments in Japan released in a preprint study which hasn't been peer-reviewed. Researchers are calling the subvariant BA.2, and it's been on the World Health Organization's radar.
We are certainly watching this BA.2, this is a sublineage of Omicron, because it is showing some kind of level of transmission advantage.
It's been spotted in 74 countries and 47 U.S. states, and the subvariant has already become dominant in 10 of those 74 countries. The study also found BA.2 appears to escape immunity created by COVID-19 vaccines, but health experts say a booster restores protection, making illness after infection about 74% less likely.
We certainly don't want it to run rampant, just like we don't want Omicron to run rampant. And we really want countries to step up the vaccination to beat all these variants.
The new research comes as COVID-19 cases and hospitalizations across the U.S. are coming way down, with several states, including California, lifting mask mandates and transitioning their COVID response to an endemic phase.
Moving away from a reactive mindset and a crisis mindset to living with this virus.
For today's Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Well, that's all the news we have for you right now.
Be sure to come back after the break for sports with Andreas Chavez.
Welcome back, sports fans. I'm Andres Chavez, and I'm glad to see you back this spring semester. We have plenty to cover tonight, so let's start with some NMAA basketball. This weekend will conclude the regular season of boys and girls basketball as they begin district tournament play next week. With the season slowly coming to state play, let's take a peek at tonight's big matchups to look out for. In boys basketball, there are two exciting matchups between the top 10 teams as number 9 Carlsbad plays number 4 Hobbs. An interesting matchup here as this will be the second time in 2 weeks they played, and the Cavemen are looking for a change. The first time they played, the Eagles ran away with the win, 57-52. Let's see who comes out on top tonight. The second game to look out for is the Trisco Heritage and Volcano Vista. Another rematch to look out for as the number 1 Hawks look to continue their undefeated season. As for the 5th-ranked Jaguars, they're looking to end their perfect season before district tournament play and come back after previously losing to the Hawks 51-38. Moving to girls basketball, 2 other games between ranked teams will be underway, starting with Mayfield and Las Cruces. The 13th-ranked Trojans are looking to turn around from their last game after losing to Oregon Mountain 64-54. Much like Mayfield, the 12th-ranked Bulldogs are also coming off a loss, losing to Centennial by 1 point. Closing out the top games tonight will be Hobbs and Carlsbad. In this battle of top 10 teams, the number 3 Lady Eagles are traveling to the Caverns to take on the 9th-ranked Cave Women and extend their win streak to 9 games. Carlsbad's looking to make their win streak 3 before going into district tournament play. Tonight has plenty of exciting matchups across the state as the road to the pit is near. Last night kicked off ENMU's Shoot for a Cure Pink Out game to help promote and educate breast cancer awareness. The Greyhound women would begin the 2-game doubleheader against the Lubbock Christian University's Chaparrals. Now let's roll that film. The women were handled a lot last night as Lubbock Christian would play the more well-rounded game, with 28 points coming off the bench, including leading scorer Grace Foster with 13 points and 4 boards scoring from everywhere. Greyhound's Natalie Stice would lead the Hounds in scoring with 10 points, but struggled shooting 1 of 6 from the 3-point line. The Chaparrals also received help from number 1 Ashton Duncan, who led all starters with 12 points and also contributing on the defensive end with a block and a pair of steals. The Hounds fought hard for 40 minutes, but still fell short 66-43. The Hounds do have another chance to get their revenge against Lubbock Christian as they will be on the road and play the Chaparrals on Tuesday afternoon. Tip-off for the game is at 4:30 with coverage available on the Lone Star Conference digital network. The second game of the doubleheader would feature the men's team as they would look to turn the tide after losing their last 9 games. In the first, it looked like the Tide would. The men's team would put together a strong first half and give the 4th-ranked Chaparrals more than they could handle. Number 24 Yasner Kobas would score the first 5 points for the Hounds and keep the momentum rolling. Kentrell Pulliam would continue where Kobas left off, putting in a team-high 25 for the Hounds and shooting 45% from the 3-point line as they ended the first half only trailing by 2. The Hounds would run out of steam as their deficit went from 2 to as much as 21. The Hounds allowed 4 Chaparrals to score in double digits and pull away from Greyhound Arena with the win. The Hounds would extend their losing streak to 10, falling 76-58. The men's team will have another chance for redemption as they will also play Lubbock Christian Tuesday night. Tip-off for their game will also be at 6:30 with coverage also available on the Lone Star Conference digital network. Well, that is all the sports I have for you tonight, but stay tuned as we'll be back at the desk with Aidan and Olayinka after this break.
Now, welcome back. Payton, we have you back on the desk. What's going to happen with the weather looking at this weekend?
You know what? I'll give you guys one more last look just because I like you guys, just because I like our viewers too. So, Santa Rosa this weekend. We're looking at partly cloudy on Friday at 56, and Sunday things are going to pick up. It might be a nice day to fly a kite at 67. Won't be too cold. Carlsbad, home of the Cavemen, when Andreas was talking about earlier. Friday, 61, nice and sunny. I don't know why I said that like that. Saturday, 64, nice and sunny as well. Sunday, 76, partly cloudy. Not as windy as our other cities, though. Roswell. Friday, we're looking at 62 and sunny, 64 and sunny on Saturday. Sunday, looking at 74, nice and sunny. Usually pretty warm down there. Y'all are used to it. Home sweet home, Portales, New Mexico, home of Eastern New Mexico University. Friday, we're looking at 61 and sunny. Saturday, 64, nice and sunny too. And Sunday, 76, partly cloudy. And there's probably going to be a little bit of little bit of a breeze too.
Okay then, it's looking pretty interesting. But what are you going to do with this weekend since it's going to warm up a little bit?
You know what? I think I'm going to teach you how to fly a kite this weekend.
Can you teach me too? Never flown a kite before. I don't think I have.
Okay then, I think I would, yeah, I'll sign up for that. I'll learn how to do that.
76 on Sunday though?
Yep.
It's getting a bit warm. I'm excited. I can finally dress comfortably again. I have to be all bundled up every day.
I feel you.
Awesome then, but then thank you very much for watching News 3 New Mexico tonight. Have a wonderful night.